Alright, guys, so we are back here in our scene, and right now we got the scene debugger working, and we can see that after clicking on update scene, we are able to update the scene. So, since I changed the browser, I showed that how we can change the browser. Uh, Let me show it again. We can go to add-ons, and in the more information, we can choose a browser to be Chrome. So, after doing that, I need to restart Blender. So I'm back here with Blender, and after I go back to open my Scene Debugger from here, I can see, and it's the demo instance. So we will not be using the demo instance, the hub's demo instance for behavior graph, which is our upcoming topic. But for this, we can use it. So let us click on create. This will create an instance. All right. So we got the instance created, and we will obviously need to be signed in. As you can see, it shows waiting for sign in. So in a new tab, you can switch to hubs.mozilla.com/sign in. You don't have to always sign in after you launch an instance, but in one browser you will have to sign in to that particular URL at least once. Okay, so let me quickly verify my email ID. So, alright, guys, now we have our uh, scene where we are already signed in. I can see, okay, I am not signed in. I'll have to reload it. Let us see after reloading if I'm able to, if I'm already signed in or not. So, as you can see, Chrome is being controlled by automated test software, that is our scene debugger. So now I am already signed in as my email ID, and I can click on sign out. So now if I click on update scene, okay, if the scene doesn't update, you will have to make sure that you are the administrator of the room. So if I switch to people menu and I see my name, I should be able to see a black star or a pink star besides my name. So I'm not able to see that, which actually means I'm not the admin in this room because I created the room first and signed in later on. Okay, so I will have to close the room. So as you see, it again shows waiting for room and the browser has closed. Now I click on create again. Okay, and now this time I will be shown with a star mark in the scene. So let us quickly check that out. Okay, so switching to the people menu, you can see a black star besides my name. Okay. This star is sometimes not visible, like right now it's not visible, but when you hover on it, you can see the black star in the dark mode. If you want to change the appearance of your system, you can go to the appearance and click on light. That will change it to light theme, and you will be able to see this pink star on your name. Okay, so now since you have this default scene and you want to replace it with your scene, we'll switch back to Blender and we'll click on update scene. So now the scene has been updated, but we cannot see anything in the scene. So we will first go step by step. First, we'll delete everything in the scene and we'll create a new plane. So you can see my shortcuts on the bottom right. I think I need to configure it, but for the start, please try to understand that. Okay. So I press S to scale it up, and I have a plane here. I have a plane here. Let me add a cube in the scene as well. So I will be having a cube as well. Okay. And now I need to define a walkable area so that my avatars don't fly. Okay, but that is just a feature. But the very main, most important thing was a missing skybox. So now I have the skybox added in the exact center. And if I don't update the values, let us use the hub's uh, Scene Debugger and let's see. Okay, so the update actually brings us to this. And we can see that although we are passing through the ground and we can fly anywhere, but at least we are able to see everything clearly with just the use of the skybox. And you can change the time of the day accordingly to pretend if it's evening or any other part of the day. Okay, so the sun changes its position accordingly. So now let us define a walkable area. So just as this is the object properties, you can change to the scene properties. So this is the scene properties. And below hubs, you can see the recast nav mesh. Okay. So in most cases, you can simply click on build nav mesh after selecting both the elements. Okay. So click on select build nav mesh. Okay, so here it says that it cannot be opened because developer cannot be verified. So in most cases, as I told, that the things get resolved by reopening. So I will save my file and will try to reload it. Okay. So for this, we'll actually try to fix the hubs add-on by removing this add-on, this particular add-on completely. So this is the dev build and we'll remove it and we will install the zip file again, which we downloaded it. Enable it. So enabling requires a restart. So now let us try to build navigation mesh. So we got the navigation mesh build. because this time we use the zip file. So as you can see, the green area is the walkable area, and you can individually select it and move it, as this is a nav mesh. Okay, so if you want to make changes here, you can switch back to the edit mode and you can delete whatever you want. Okay, so this is just a part of how the seed debugger, sorry, how the recast actually works. Okay, now you have the walkable area. You can define a new spawn point from where uh, the place where the user actually spawns in the scene. So I will create a new empty plain axis in the center and will move it. So I press G to grab and move it along the x-axis. Okay, and so now I will add a new hubs component. We'll switch back to the object mode and add a hubs component called waypoint. And the waypoint I will mark it to use as a spawn point. Okay, and I can rotate it. So let me rotate it. I click R to rotate, and I want to rotate only along the Z axis to turn the face towards the cube directly. Yeah. So all right, this is all the spawn point pointing to the cube. And let us create a new room. And so since we are creating this room frequently, and so this time we don't have to sign in because we already are signed in to this Firefox. If you see the people menu, you can see a star besides my name. Okay, and we click on update. So the scene already got updated. Yeah, so this is the scene. And you see we are standing exactly at the point where the spawn point was placed. And this is the cube that we added in the scene with the proper skybox and the object. Now I feel that the scene is satisfactory for me, I can click on File, Export as GLTF 2.0, and I can name it as first Scene Debugger Scene.glb. Okay, and I will have to, in most cases, while this is exported, I will have to make sure that the hubs components is enabled. Okay, so now I will switch back to Spoke. So this is Spoke, and I will click on import from blend file and pixels room. First room, and we select the scene debugger scene here. First scene debugger scene dot glb, and we hit publish. So there are several naming conventions as well that you will have to follow while naming your scenes. So for example, like you shouldn't include underscores. You should try to name it as a title. Okay, as simple as that. Now we open in hubs and create a room with this scene. We'll be able to see that it looks as it is, and now this scene URL is actually shareable to all the other people because the previous scene URL was not shareable. Oh, this is a problem. So this is possibly a problem with our exporting, because most of us has have done this in the past several times and they were without any problems. So let us try to figure out what could be the exact problem which might be causing this, because this is also on hubs.mozilla.com and that is also on hubs.mozilla.com. One thing we can try is we can try reloading it so that in case something wasn't right. Okay, so there is something definitely with the exported file. So since this room that we have opened in testing, we can drag and drop our GLB file to actually see if the GLB file is right. So yeah, the GLB file is right and everything looks correct so far. And here what we understand is that if you go to room info and settings, click on the edit. Here is a new option which is called enable bit ACS based client. You can click on it and hit apply. That this will make sure that you are using the latest version of your code. So after using the latest version of your code, everything will work as expected. And uh, you will have to always, when you start using behavior graphs, you will have to always make sure that you are using the scene, uh, the bit TCS based client. Okay. So thank you guys. This is all for this part of the video where we were learning about uh, Skybox, Navmesh, and the spawn point. One more thing which I can explain you as a bonus, because even after saying bye, you guys are still staying up here. So that is why I want to explain you about the materials, which is really very simple for people who already have used Blender, they already know it. But for others, you can go to this material here. You can add a new material and you can change the color to whatever color you want and hit on the update scene and you can see the updated color. Okay guys, thank you very much and bye bye.